Hey, it's Fountain here, and today I want to talk about cord cutting. Now I understand that this video may not resonate with all of you, and you're more than welcome to click on the next video if you wish. But if you're interested, or if you've heard of this before and you want to learn some more, then I would encourage you to stay tuned. So I guess the purpose of cord cutting is to, I guess some would say, to sever or to cut the ties or energetic ties that you may have with another person. And the idea is based on, when you're in a relationship with people. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about an intimate relationship. It could even just be, your relationship with like a friend or some family, or even a work relationship. And there tends to be like an energetic kind of cord that can be formed between you and that person or a group or even a place actually. And it's kind of like the merging of energetic fields becoming together almost like one. And obviously if you're trying to separate yourself like physically and I guess on other levels with a person, cord cutting can have potential benefits to it. And sometimes we form relationships with people which we then discover later are not very healthy for ourselves, and so hence why it can be good to do that as well. Now I guess you could do a ritual, you could do a ceremony around this, you can make this as casual as you want. It's your life, it's your everyone's got their own like cultural and spiritual or non-spiritual beliefs, whatever. But I'm just making a suggestion of maybe a few ways that you could use to help with that process. And so, you might want to set the tone or the space. So things like meditation, lighting candles, music, inviting in things like angels and ancestors and elements, or if you have other kind of spiritual or non-spiritual religious practices that you like to use, then you can do that with these intentions. So to give you an example, I guess, of a physical way to help with the representation of ending that relationship with somebody, or with a person, a group of people, or maybe a place, is getting something like some string, a pen, paper, scissors, and maybe you have two bits of paper. You could maybe write your name on one, the person or whatever it is you want to cut yourself from on the other, or you could draw a picture of each, or even just a symbol, something that represents yourself and another. And also just want to note in this video, like I'm not recording this video with the purpose of trying to perpetuate this level of illusionary separation that we kind of live in. It's just to help, I guess, if you're needing to end relationships and move away from spaces with people and places. So, that's a whole other video for another day. So back to the physical example, I guess, so you've got your bits of paper, you've got a piece of string that you've tied one end to one, to yourself, and one end to the other. And it could be just something as simple as getting your scissors and cutting that cord. And maybe you want to go into some visualization of that cord separating. You want to send like a lot of love and to the space. You don't want to be bringing forward things like hatred or other kind of vibrational emotions that are, I guess some would consider quite dense. You want it to be like a very sort of loving space. As some of you may know, if you come at things with quite a lot of resistance and a dense vibration, sometimes that polarity will then bring you the opposite to what it is that you've asked for. So hence why I encourage you to try and do this in the most loving way possible, sending healing to them or their place, and just recognizing that it's the best thing for everyone's highest, greatest good, yada, yada, yada. And then I guess once you've done that, another tip I want to give is that I like to use the element of water. And as you can probably hear, there's some rain going on at the moment as I'm recording this. So I like to use the element of water to actually use those props to let them go. And I do it for other things as well. I find water is a great element for me for letting things go. I probably wouldn't get rid of the scissors, like pretty good things to keep hold of. Other people might like to use earth, so they might want to dig a hole and put that in the earth. And some people like to use fire, and that's completely understandable. I don't like to use fire because I guess you could say I associate fire with bringing things forth and bringing things to light and bringing things like into some kind of passion. And if I'm wanting to let go of something, it just kind of contradicts my view on fire and my intention of letting something go. But that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong or the way I do it is right. It's just how I personally feel about it. And then, if you don't feel like you want to get into the actual physical activity of doing something like that, you can do it in a non-physical way with, obviously something like some kind of meditation, in visualization of the props or of the motion of letting things go. Or like myself personally, I like to use my hands sometimes to like pull things out of like the energetic field. Like they often say, there's a point at the back of your neck where often things will come in that are not always necessarily welcome. But some people, depending on your relationship with the person, it could have been quite a heart-centered connection. So you might be focusing on letting go in the heart space and pulling the energy and cutting the cord out there. So some people like to do scissor motions and do all that sort of stuff, and that's absolutely fine. I guess the whole point of this video is just to encourage you that if you're finding that you're struggling to let go of something or someone, that maybe setting some small ritual to help yourself with the letting go of that is it could be handy. Whether you believe in this stuff or not, that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying that what I'm telling you is the be all and end all. I understand this is a multi-universe of so many perspectives and so many ways to live your life. I just wanted to share this because this has been really helpful for me in many different situations. And I'm feeling a lot more comfortable about speaking about these kind of things in public on this platform now. So yes, that's the end of the cord cutting vlog. If you want, you're more than welcome to leave your comments down below. But you can also contact me through other social media platforms, which are also in the description box down below. And yeah, I hope I see you in the next vlog.